Welcome to the house next door
with Barbara Giglio
and Anthony Harris,
where real estate meets reality.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome back.
Yes.
So what are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about small town charm.
Okay.
And I think you're new to it.
I am new to small town charm.
I think you traded in the BMW for a Bronco.
I did. And I am new to small town charm. I thought that living in Liberty Hill, I'd have a little bit of it.
No,
I was in a very manicured neighborhood. It was
I'm
not
going to
country.
I'm going to get to the best part already. We're
Okay.
just going, no spoiler. Barbara called me the other day and she's trying to get her ag exemption for her house. And
Wildlife exemption. I have to keep it.
Oh, yeah.
I have it, but I have to keep it in place. So I have to prove that I am taking care of the wildlife that is traipsing around.
So
my
apparently
house.
she bought deer corn and salt.
Yes, these salt licks for the deer, mineral salt licks.
And so then she asked a neighbor or something, and the neighbor was like, "Oh, you can't do that. You can't feed the deer."
Yeah, that wasn't part of my exemption.
Barbara calls me and says that she needs to take back her deer corn.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, where did you get it?" And she was like, "Amazon."
Yeah, I Amazoned it. I don't know why that's so ridiculous, but you think it's
That's not, and I guess because I was raised in Bastrop, I would have never thought to Amazon deer corn.
Well, that is very suburban of me.
We go to the feed store that's on Main Street in Chestnut. And we go pick up the deer. Well, it's not even Main Street. It's like Farm Street. I don't know.
Farm, yeah. Well, and I know I could have gone to Tractor Supply, but I was like, it's so much easier just to Amazon deer corn, right? And then I don't have to lift it.
Well, then I was like, so how are you going to return it? Are you going to go take it to the UPS store and drop down 40-pound bags of deer corn? How many did you buy?
Just one.
Okay, that's not too bad.
It's not that bad, but yes, I Amazon deer corn. And I do now, in retrospect, look at that and I'm thinking, yeah, that's a very suburban thing to do.
I think we should do a poll.
Okay.
How many people Amazon
Deer corn.
livestock feed?
Yeah.
Or livestock items?
Well, I know my sister does.
So where does she live?
She lives in Shandon, California, which is very rural.
Sounds
She ordered an ultrasound machine for her goats from Amazon.
So let's do a poll. I think there's a way for us to do a poll, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So go to our website, housenextdoortx.com.
Yep.
And somehow, some way, there might be a poll there.
Yep. And tell us if you think that it is too city slicker to order
Livestock supplies.
farm equipment, livestock supplies on Amazon. Because
Yes.
I think it's fine. But
And maybe I'm just
Anthony has
old
shamed
school.
me. He has shamed me.
Maybe the consensus of our audience is that it's completely fine and that's the new way of doing it.
Yeah, maybe it's not, but maybe it should be.
So look at us.
I know.
Perfect.
So, yes, we're going to talk about small town life and small town real estate outside of a major city like Austin, where we live, because we're in Austin selling houses and doing real estate all the time.
And the unique thing is that our area, every little town around us is very different.
Yeah, very unique.
Yeah.
It's not like Austin. Austin is its own little beast.
But Austin's its own.
And then it's kind of fun to still sell in Austin, but when you're in these smaller towns, you finally get to tap into these areas where normally I wouldn't sell because I didn't have the geographic competency.
You didn't know about oil rights or...
Yeah, you got to know about, you have to know how to pronounce the names of the towns.
Oh, Carmine.
Carmine,
Carmine.
not Carmine, Carmine. And I always want to say it's Fayette County, right?
No, you call it Fayette.
I want to call it Fayette.
Fayette.
Yeah.
Fayette. It's Fayette.
It's Fayette County.
Fayette's the real way.
But I want to say Fayette because it sounds better. So, things you need to know before you sell real estate. Got to be able to pronounce the names right. But typically, I wouldn't sell in Bastrop, Elgin, LaGrange, Carmi.
And LaGrange is becoming your new area.
I'm in LaGrange all the time now. But when I was in Liberty Hill, or even when I was in Cedar Park, I would never come down this way because I just didn't know it. And you kind of have to live here to know it.
Yeah.
And places that, that I would also work up in Temple and when I was up in Liberty Hill, which is a northern area. And you don't have to live there to know it, but you really do need to be there and know it.
The agents are very different there.
Very different.
Yes.
Extremely different.
And Waco, heaven forbid.
Yeah. It's just a whole different beast. So there are places where I go, that's outside my geographic.
Yeah.
But it's been really interesting to now being on this side of Austin, the more southeast side, and I've been in the northwest side, I feel like I have all these small towns that I have geographic confidence in.
Yep.
And it's really cool to sell in them, and also just to you meet people and you're like, oh, your personality would just be perfect for Georgetown.
Yeah.
You're a Georgetown person, or you are going to love Bastrop. Where before I didn't have that geographic reach. And it's so cool because these towns, like you said, each one is very, very different. And for people who don't live in Texas, this might be kind of boring.
We'll
but
probably get a thumbs down on this review.
it's just about small town living.
I think the goal of this podcast is just to show the charm in each of these areas for the people that are looking to relocate to Austin or to the Austin area, and they're not familiar with the neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's Smithville in particular is where we are. I just love how much historic charm there is. It looks like
film.
And the film industry is always here. There's been so many films like The Hope Floats Home. And then there was, what was that one? There was another film.
Friday Night Lights was filmed in Smithville, part of it, and Transformers.
Golf. There was a golf movie that was filmed here because they needed it to look 1950s. And the downtown still looks like, teen 50s. It has really retained its
Bernie.
charm. Bernie.
That's a movie. Oh. I don't know if it ever caught on. It has Jet Black in it.
I've never even heard of Bernie. Was that filmed here? Oh, wow.
It's funny because I was watching it with one of my friends and I knew about it, but it wasn't coming to my mind that it was Bernie, the one that was filmed here, and we're watching it. And I was like, that looks like Bastrop.
Right.
And he's like, that looks like Lufkin. And I was like, that looks so much like Bastrop or Smithville.
Yeah.
I Googled it. I was like, oh, I knew this.
Yeah, and I think the film industry loves this area because it is so quaint and charming, and it feels like a Hallmark.
We had a Hallmark movie filmed in downtown Bastrop.
You did?
Angel Swings?
Oh, is that the one that they had to create snow and it was like summertime?
Yes, it was the middle of June, 105 degrees outside, and they had kids in puffer jackets.
Oh my gosh, you gotta love it. Why didn't they at least film when it was January? I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, the film industry loves this area just because it's so quaint, historic, charming. I mean, I love just walking downtown Bastrop, and there's this restaurant called the Storehouse that I love. And then next to it is Copper Shop place where you can get it's sweet potato moonshine drinks, and they are amazing. I know it sounds like really kind of like redneck, but it is so good. And then you can just meander down to the bookstore, the Painted Porch bookstore.
And they have a cat inside.
They do. They have cats and they have book clubs. And it feels like small town America.
Yep.
But then at the same time, I'm like, I got to get into Austin. And it's, 40 minutes away.
Yep.
No big deal. And that's the beauty of.
And from Bastrop, it's 30, 25.
Yeah. You just,
the airport's just right there.
You're right there by the airport. It just
Formula One.
Feels like you're in this whole other world. But you're really in a major city. Yeah. Just on the outskirts, which is really cool.
Yep. And the unique thing about our area, too, is we're in between Austin and Houston. Yep. Houston's 2 hours away.
Yep.
2.5. It's an easy straight shot, though. Going
Especially
75 miles an hour.
If you're going to LaGrange. LaGrange, it's only an hour away.
Yep.
Or an hour and a half away. It's not bad at all. And LaGrange is this cool. So LaGrange is famous for ZZ Top song, right? But it's really famous for the Chicken Ranch, which was the whorehouse. The best little whorehouse in Texas.
Yeah.
And so ZZ Top wrote a song about the whorehouse. And I showed a house, or not a house, but a really cool property where they were saying the ceiling fans were from the Chicken Ranch in LaGrange. Yeah. So it was this old sign shop.
And Bastrop has the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yes. So I drive by that on my way to my house. So every time I drive to my house, I drive by the gas station where the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was the gas station where they stopped. And so if you go in there and
it's a tourist attraction now, right?
It was packed for Halloween. And they have macabre stuff hanging up. And you can rent one of the Airbnbs. They have these little.
No, thank you. I will stay at my house.
But yeah, it's a destination. I get stuck behind people who are looking for it, and I'm like, just go, just turn. I know what you're looking for. I need to get home.
No more bleeps in this episode?
So far, no more bleeps.
Or shag carpet?
Yes, or shag carpet. None of that today. Gonna behave. I was showing out in Carmine yesterday, and it was...
Is that the one that you put on your story?
Yes.
I was like, you really have progressed into a small town realtor.
Yes, and it was so cool because
So the picture's like just of her hood in the middle of this lot that has trees and out in the middle of nowhere.
Out in the middle of nowhere. And it's so cool. Now I have a Bronco. I used to drive fancy BMW because that's just what I did.
The Joneses drove.
I lived in fancy suburbia. I mostly was in Austin and Georgetown and Leander and Liberty Hill. And I never went off a paved road. Okay. Now that I live in small town,
Texas.
Smallville. I am off-roading quite a bit, even when I don't mean to.
Even when it's a paved road.
Even when it's a paved road. And so I was showing this lot in...
That's one of our selling points.
There was
a paved road.
Yes, that is actually a feature, a selling feature, because this did not have a paved road.
See?
It's grass.
Uh-huh.
And so you're just bumpity. I'm so glad I have my Bronco because I could not do that.
In the BMW.
Yeah. And I can't show up in heels or anything like
Could you
that.
imagine?
No, it's ridiculous.
Do you even own a pair of heels?
I do, but I don't wear them anymore.
Oh, on your video that you just posted had the green
Yes,
heels. I was reading the comment and someone was like, when I saw these shoes, I thought of Barbara, and then it was Barbara's video.
It was my video, and I have those shoes. They're so cool. Now I wear boots, and I have to spray my boots with bug spray because I get chiggers so bad.
Is that normal?
Yeah, well,
I've never heard of anybody spraying their boots with.
So that might be a new suburban country thing.
But it makes sense.
Yes, you have to spray your boots with bug spray because when you're
But we're also
out,
proud of our boots. We're not putting bug spray on our boots.
Oh, well, mine aren't fancy.
Mine are work boots.
Yeah, mine aren't, what is it, Lucchese's or whatevers. You can tell I don't know any name brands of anything.
Mine are Ariat.
Okay.
Or is it Ariat?
I don't know. But mine are just cute. They have cactuses on them, but they're work boots. And I have to wear, I have to spray them because I get chiggers that go all up my legs and then bite my legs. And then this time when I came home, I took my boots off outside, but brought them in so I didn't get copperhead snakes in them because we have copperheads out here. And that's another small town thing I'm having to adjust to.
Uh-huh.
And then I immediately hosed my legs off. So with like really strong soap so I wouldn't get chiggers. And you know what? So far, so good. No chiggers. And it's been 48 hours. So these are things I didn't have to deal with in Georgetown.
And let's talk about Winchester.
Oh, yes.
So,
Winchester. I drove through Winchester on the way to...
And you've been to the restaurant, right?
Yes.
Murphy's. And so Winchester has this post office, the Winchester Post Office, but it's also a steakhouse. The post office is open during the day, and then at the evening it's a steakhouse. And I think that more people come on the evenings than actually live in the town.
I agree.
And they have a bean bar.
Oh yeah, they do. They have a great salad bar, and it's not much for atmosphere. It is kind of a whole...
It is though, because you have a post office.
That's
true. Old. And all the artifacts that they have inside the building, like they literally have things from 1900.
But it's not a like white tablecloth.
No, not
situation.
At all.
It's more of a vinyl tablecloth situation.
Maybe.
Which is fine. This is not like a classy joint or anything,
But it's so good.
It's so good. And the steaks are so reasonably priced. I mean, you can get a huge steak.
And they're
not
good.
That much. And it's so good. And the drive out there, it's so pretty. Mm-hmm. You've got all these prairie lands and,
deer that are eating Amazon deer corn.
They're very fat on it. And horses and bales of hay and old barns. Again, it's like
two-lane highway.
It's this picturesque moment driving out there and then kind of going to this, edgy. And by edgy, I mean more rustic edgy, not fancy.
Yeah, rustic.
Yeah. We have wine choices, red and white.
If that.
Not.
They're probably old wine.
Yeah.
Probably never.
Yeah. So it's not where you're, it's not Austin.
They don't have
fancy.
champagne.
No, but that's the charm.
When you asked for it, what did they look at you like?
I didn't. I knew better. After, ordering Amazon corn online, I'm not ordering Prosecco at Murphy's Steakhouse. But yeah, my kids, they come from Austin to go to Murphy's. And
really?
Yeah.
My grandpa comes from Dallas.
To go. See, And it was on Day Trippers.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
And so it's gotten national exposure. It's really a cool place.
Yeah.
And so again, these are all these little treasures that are just hidden outside of Austin.
Yep.
And
I think Lockhart's becoming.
Yeah.
So Lockhart's always been the barbecue capital of the world or something.
Because that's the original Blacks, right?
I think so.
That's where
I think so. So apparently there's multiple Blacks.
There
like
is.
part of the Black family.
Yes.
So
I think the original one is there. I mean, I'm not a
think
barbecue connoisseur. I know I live in Texas and I'm a realtor and I should.
Do you think Winchester knows that word? Connoisseur?
Connoisseur? No, they don't. Well, no, I don't want to shame. I'm not going to word shame. I'm not going to, that's not even word shame. I'm not going to shame Murphy's Steakhouse now. Speaking of which, my stepdad, who's volatile in public places, he's just gotten to that age where you can't trust him. You need to put him on a leash. He's gone to
or muzzle.
Yes, he's gone to Murphy's several times, and we're not taking.
Does he like it?
He liked it, and then he got rowdy and said he got bad service, and he didn't like his steak, and he was very rude. So now he's not allowed there anymore.
And Storehouse, he's not allowed.
And he's not allowed at the Storehouse either because he's rude when he goes to the Storehouse, and the Storehouse is by far my favorite restaurant. And they had restaurants in Austin, and they brought this wonderful community to Bastrop where it's farm to table. Their actual farm is an urban farm on Main Street in Bastrop, super hyper local. And all the ingredients are from their farm or other local farmers. The meat is from local farmers. I mean, they're all about supporting local farm to table type. And all of they come up with the most amazing drinks. They come up with such wonderful cuisine. They do these wine dinners. It's just amazing. It's such a special, magical place. And the people who run it and the people who work there are just kind, wonderful people. And then enters my grouchy, curmudgeon stepdad who just waves when he wants to pay the bill. He waves his hand and his credit card in the air.
He's like, look at the Amex.
Yes. And he calls everybody darling.
He has to fit in.
And nobody wants to be called darling.
Or sweetie.
And then he takes his glass and he slams it on the table.
Well, my favorite is when you told me that.
He poured out his wine on the floor. Uh-huh. Yes. So we were trying orange wine, which I think is amazing. I think it's very good, but it is an acquired taste for some people. I said, hey, you want to try some to my stepdad? We were outside. At least we were outside on the patio, but the tables are really close. Yeah, and he took it and he thought it was disgusting, vocalized it, and then threw the wine, just hops the wine out of the glass onto the bricks. And this couple was sitting next to us having this lovely moment, and their jaws just dropped. Because they probably got hit with the wine.
It's a housewives moment.
It was a housewives moment. And I was so mortified. So mortified. So now he's not allowed to go there. And if he's going, I'm not going because I don't want to be associated with him.
Crazy.
And I genuinely love my stepdad, but he cannot go. He cannot go in public places very much anymore. He's just a cantankerous old man.
And you took him to go look at some land.
Yes, and he wouldn't even get out of the car. And that was in Flatonia, which is another really cool small town by Smithville.
It's very small.
Very, very small. But there's a beautiful flower garden out there. So there's a whole flower farm. And they bring their flowers to the Bastrop Farmers Market. And they put them together in these beautiful vases. And it's just gorgeous. And they do weddings. They do everything. And they have this whole beautiful flower farm out there.
5 years ago, did you ever think that you would live in Smithville?
No, never. And I never thought, I didn't even know where Flatonia was.
You didn't even know that? Or Carmine.
Carmine is if you're not local. Carmine is if you're local.
I'm local and I don't even know.
Yeah. So there's just, there's so many cool little places that are their own microcosm that feel like they're 100 miles away from Austin.
And I really like Georgetown.
Yeah, Georgetown
is, and it's a big town.
I was going to say, Georgetown's not really small anymore.
No, but it still has that small town feel, especially downtown.
The square is always bustling. I feel like, so I moved to Georgetown 20 years ago, and that's when it was really
nothing.
Very different. You could buy a house down there for, $200,000, one of those beautiful historic homes. And there wasn't really a whole lot on the square. And where, I believe it's Juliet's now, that was sort of a revolving door of restaurants. I think it started as Mona's but I could be wrong. It was so long ago. My brain is in perimenopause, but they say that that space is haunted, the upstairs in particular. And that's why no restaurants can really stay there for very long. There's so many, and that's one of the things I love so much about Austin is you don't just live in the suburbs or whatever. You can be in these little hallmark towns and still work and commute if you wanted to Austin.
Yeah.
And if you don't have to commute, it's really the best of both worlds.
And Lockhart used to be like Georgetown, nothing.
Yeah.
And now they have a square and have a pizza store, like fresh pizzas. And then they have a plant store.
Yeah. Oh, and
it's very lively
Anthony is all about the plants.
I can't keep one alive.
But he tries.
I try.
Better than me.
I get IKEA ones from from Round Rock.
Round Rock, yeah. And Lockhart's exploding.
Yes, it is.
A lot of people.
And
a lot of musicians are moving there.
Yes. And they have really pretty land.
They do. And they have a gorgeous square, and there's a huge musician community there because they're getting pushed out of Austin because Austin is so expensive. So the artist community's got to go somewhere else.
It's starting to get expensive in Lockhart, too.
It is. Yep. Yeah. And then I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen maybe to LaGrange because it's very affordable there. It's very cool, quaint. It could hit the next growth big time.
Well, and it just makes sense because we're growing out. And Taylor was another town I wanted to talk about, too.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor has seen...
Take us home with Taylor.
Taylor has seen growth in the last 5 years that has, and Bastrop, I think, too, because whenever Tesla and SpaceX and all of Elon Musk companies came in, it really blew up our town. And that's happening in Taylor right now. So there was no new home subdivisions. Now there's probably 20. The problem over there, and I think it's become a problem everywhere, is water supply. Making sure that we have water to these rural communities that are able. And Samsung is coming out to Taylor. And so they've put a lot of money in infrastructure to make sure that it's sustainable.
That's good that they do that. Yeah. Because I remember 20 years ago when I first moved to Texas from California. Yes, I'm one of those. But I did it 20 years ago.
Before it was cool.
There was nothing. There was a really cool barbecue place there. And, I can't even remember the name of it, but it was very rustic.
Yep.
And it was so good. And that was about it, and just some old houses. And then when I started doing real estate, I showed some land and houses out there, but it was so quiet. And I heard kind of the rumor of they're kind of closed off to people who aren't from Taylor.
Oh, 100%.
And, if you've been there 15 years, they still don't consider you a local.
Yep.
And so to have this come in to a town that's kind of closed off like that and protects their charm and protects their city, to have Samsung come and kind of blow them out of the water, that has culturally got to be hard for the people of Taylor.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
And it's fueled the real estate market as well because the land over there, so used to the land was $25,000-$30,000 an acre. It's $300,000 an acre.
Wow. That's a big change.
And it's because developments.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah, it is.
So it's...
You used to be able to get a smoking deal.
Yep.
But I don't know if you'd want to live there because, and I don't mean this because I'm a realtor. I shouldn't say that.
You want to live there. I can help you.
You want to live there. I can help you. But... it was very closed off. So it would have been hard for somebody outside of the area to really
and I think that's
assimilate.
changed.
But that has totally changed now. It's had to. Culturally, they've had to.
Now, the real estate market is still pretty close-knit.
Yeah.
I've had some deals out there, but I've been accepted in to the Cool Kids Club.
Yeah, and that is true.
It's all about, it was funny, the last one I had, the agent was like, well, my client's local. He owns 10 companies, and we just went through all this, and he's like, well, I can have this man go out there and this one to go, and they all know each other.
They all know each other. Yeah. And they can make it easy for you or hard for you.
Yep.
Depending on how you come rolling in.
Yep.
Are you an Austin realtor coming in with, and
BMW.
your BMW acting like you know it all, or you're a little bit more humble and doing your research before you start showing and having geographic competence.
So, well, I think that wraps up our little small
town episode.
Charm.
Just chatting a little bit about these small towns and the real estate in them.
And if you have any questions, me or Barbara can answer them on our website, thehousenextdoortx.com.
Yep.
There's a place where you can message us. So you can text us. I don't know how it works, but I saw it the other day.
We will get the message and we will answer any questions you have about small towns and weird places.
Yep. Or anything about Austin, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Until next time. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
Yes, so please like, subscribe, comment,
share,
follow,
whatever it might be.
Until next time.